students, today we are going to learn about the replication of DNA. Till now we have seen after the Hershey and Chase experiment that the genetic material is DNA. That was proved. And then we saw what should be the qualities of the DNA. And DNA and RNA both were qualifying for those properties. But DNA being more stable structurally and chemically is preferred for the genetic material. So in most of the organisms, DNA is the genetic material. Now, today we will see how this DNA is replicating and what is its experimental proof. Now, DNA replication is the phenomena in which a duplicate copy of DNA is synthesized. Now, we know that for a genetic material, the most important thing is that it should be able to replicate itself, because every time the division is taking place, the genetic material has to be doubled and it should be equally distributed in the daughter cells. So replication is very important property, and DNA replication is taking place in the cells. But how it is taking place, this we are going to learn today. So it is a phenomena in which a duplicate copy of DNA is synthesized. In replication, two strands of DNA helix separate. Now, first of all, what happens? The two strands of the DNA, they are double helix structure is there. DNA is having two strands. So these two strands, which are complementary to each other, they get separated, and each strand acts as a template for synthesizing new complementary strand. So two strands are there, parental strands. These two will get separated, and when they get separated, both these strands will act as a template for synthesis of a new strand. After completion of replication, the two copies so produced will have one parental and one newly synthesized strand. So this scheme of replication is called semi-conservative. Semi-conservative means half of the parent and half old and half new. That is semi-conservative. So this scheme is semi-conservative. We will explain it nicely again, further. First of all, we'll see how this duplication is taking place. This is a double helix strand of a DNA. Now these two strands, first of all, they get separated. And once they get separated, these will act as template. So this red is the template, and this blue is the new strand which is formed by complementary base pairing. So one strand, the parental strand, will act as a template, and the new strand will be formed by the complementary strand will be formed by complementary base pairing, and this new strand is the daughter strand. So template and daughter, these two together will form a new DNA. So from one DNA double strand, we will get two DNAs double strand. So this is the replication is taking place. Now the question arises that how this replication is taking place, and what is the proof that original one are acting as the parent template and the new ones are coming and joining them, or there may be fragments. So to prove that the DNA replicates semi-conservatively, the Messelson and Stull, they gave their experiment. They performed one experiment, and they performed this experiment on E. coli. E. coli is a bacterium which replicates itself after every 20 minutes. So it is very easy, which reproduces. It is very easy to keep a track of the DNA. That's why they took E. coli, and this E. coli, they grow this E. coli bacteria in laboratory. They cultured this E. coli in a medium containing heavy isotope. Now, what is this isotope? 15. So, ammonium chloride medium was used. In that ammonium chloride medium, N15 was used. Now this N15 was the source as nitrogen source, and continuously for several generations, the E. coli was grown on heavy isotope. So the result was that all the DNA which was present in the E. coli was heavy DNA. Heavy DNA means the DNA having heavy isotope of nitrogen. So this heavy nitrogen, that is 15 isotope of nitrogen, was incorporated into newly synthesized DNA, as well as the DNA became heavy DNA. So the complete DNA became heavy because generations after generations, this E. coli was became heavy DNA. Now, this heavy DNA molecule can be differentiated by normal DNA. If the normal DNA would be lighter and the heavier DNA is heavy. So they can be differentiated from each other by centrifugation, density gradient centrifugation. Now in this centrifugation, the DNA gets separated as per their density. So if the density is more, it will be in the bottom side. If the density is less, the lighter will come at the top, and in between you will get the hybrid ones. So the density gradient centrifugation method was used by using cesium chloride as gradient. So the density gradient chloride was used as density gradient centrifugation medium. So the density gradient centrifugation can differentiate between normal DNA and the heavy DNA. Then cells were again transferred into medium. Now what happens? Once they grew many generations of E. coli on heavy nitrogen isotope medium. So the result was that DNA became heavy. The complete DNA became heavy DNA. That means heavy DNA means this was the DNA was incorporated having the nitrogen source as nitrogen 15. Now what they did was that they changed the medium. They changed the medium for this E. coli, and now the cells were transferred into a medium with N14, and N14 is normal. So now they changed the medium from N15 to N14 as nitrogen source. Now samples were taken after every DNA. E. coli is dividing after every 20 minutes. So after every 20 minutes, a new generation is available for us. So samples were taken from this media and their DNA was extracted. So first, the DNA of the original generation was extracted, where the DNA was heavy, all DNA comprising of N15. Now they shifted this E. coli into a medium having N14 nitrogen source. Now when they shifted into this, the DNA, now the new DNA which was synthesized for the new generation was from the N14 source. So after 20 minutes, they saw that the density is changed. The density has become from heavy to hybrid, because now the one strand of DNA is of heavy nitrogen and one strand of DNA is of light nitrogen, that is N14. So one is of N15 and one is of N14. So this is called hybrid. So this hybrid density, in the density gradient centrifugation, they got another hybrid density which was in between the which was above the heavier density. Now DNA extracted after 40. 40 means the second generation, first generation and the second generation. First generation after 20, second generation after 40. Now after 40, they saw that there was equal amount of hybrid and light. Earlier it was parental was heavy. The first generation after N14 was hybrid, and the second generation was half amount is hybrid and half amount of light density. So this implies that the newly synthesized DNA obtained one of its strand from the parent and one is newly constructed. So this replication is called semi-conservative. This will become more clear when we'll see this diagrams. Now see, this was the experiment of Messelson and Franklin. Now what they did was they wanted to know that what would be the new strand when the DNA is replicating itself, what would be the new strand. So this new strand, this is blue and this is red. This versus whether the fragments will change or whether one will be blue and one will be red. So these were the postulates which were there, whether one is parental and one is new, or both are parental and both are new, or some fragments are parental and some are new. So these were the postulates which were discussed when, see, these were the postulates. Now three things can happen. Either this is DNA strand, parental. Now in this parental strand, what can happen? Both of this, red is parental and pink is new. So what can happen? One is red, both red will act as a template DNA and the new complementary strand would be of this pink color. So this is semi-conservative. This is one possibility. Second possibility is conservative. Conservative means this will be same and a new pink will be formed. This is conservative. The third possibility is dispersive. Now in dispersive, what can happen? Half fragment would be of parental, then half would be of new, then again parental, then new. Similarly, half new, half parental. So these were the three postulates. It can be semi-conservative, it can be conservative, or it can be dispersive. Now, this was proved that when by this using this gradient, density gradient centrifugation. Now, in this there were only heavy DNA. Messelson and Stull, they took the medium of heavy nitrogen. So all DNA was heavy. So this heavy DNA is this orange color. So this heavy DNA was giving this. This was the density gradient after centrifugation. This was the gradient after the centrifugation. Now the medium they changed from heavy to light. So this was the light medium of nitrogen, the normal nitrogen 14. Now what happened? After first generation, they saw that two gradients are formed. This with light, only light will be formed. That is above the heavier one. So if it would have been conservative, conservative means light separate and heavy separate, then it would give two. One light, one for light and one for heavy. But this does not happen. So conservative is ruled out. Conservative replication of DNA was ruled out. Now, the semi-conservative, what would happen? They will get one density gradient which is above this, but not the light one. So it is the hybrid one, combination of two. This is hybrid one. Now it can be dispersive also, because dispersive will also give two medium, half parental fragment, half daughter. So in both the cases, they would get this. So they got this. So now we are left with semi-conservative and dispersive. Now what happened? When they continued their experiment for the third generation, what happened? See, this is what happened in first generation, hybrid. Then in third generation, that this is the first generation, this is the second generation. In second generation, what happens? From this, the parental would be one dark and one light. So this would be hybrid and this would be both light. Similarly, here also this would be hybrid, and this would be light. So now what would be the density gradient? The density gradients would be two, one for the light and one for the hybrid. So this, after second generation, the Michelson and Stull, they proved that it is not dispersive dispersive replication, it is semi-conservative replication. Now see this. This is double-stranded DNA. Now what happens? First of all, the strands separate and the new strands will come and join. Now when the new strands are coming, two molecules of DNA will be formed, and each would be having one parental and one new strand. One parental and one new strand. This is called semi-conservative replication of DNA. So DNA replication is semi-conservative. This means that DNA for each daughter cell consists of one old DNA strand and one new strand. Now this helps reduce the number of copy errors. Now what are copy errors? The changes, the mutation. So if one strand remains same, the chances of error in the second are less. Why? Because of the complementary base pairing. Wherever there is A, T will come and join it. If it is C, G will come and join it. If it is G, C will come and join it. So the chances of error are less, and it is semi-conservative. See this. Results. Two molecules of DNA are identical. Each is half old and half new. Half old is, that means the strand from the parent, and half new is the strand which is synthesized by the enzyme DNA polymerase. So this is called semi-conservative process. Half old and half new. And few mistakes are made. Few mistakes means mutations. The chances of mutations are less. There are chances, but they are less in semi-conservative. Why? Because this strand is having its bases, and the complementary strand would have the complementary base pairing. So when they are joining with the parental strand, the chances of error are less. So this is semi-conservative. Now we will go to your NCERT diagram. See, this is your NCERT diagram. Now what they did was, this is the experiment of Michelson and Stull. First, they cultured E. coli on heavy nitrogen source, okay, N15. So generations after generations. So the whole DNA of E. coli was 15N DNA, that is heavy DNA. Now what happened? They changed the medium, and they changed the medium from heavy nitrogen source to light nitrogen, that is normal nitrogen source, N14. So in N14, after 20 minutes, because why 20 minutes? Because the E. coli is giving its new generation, reproducing after every 20 minutes. So after 20 minutes, this was formed. Now, how do we know that this is formed? By this density gradient centrifugation. Now see, when it was heavy, both the strands were heavy, so we can write 15N, 15N. Both were 15, 15, and this was the gradient, pink one. Okay. Now here what happens? One is 15, because these two strands will act as parent template. So parental strand, and new green one is formed, and this new one is of 14 nitrogen source. So 15 and 14 both are there in the new DNA. So when both are there in the new DNA, 14 and 15 hybrid was formed, and this hybrid will is above, slightly above the heavier one. This was heavy, slightly above in the centrifugation density gradient. Now, after 40 minutes, after 40 minutes means after next generation. So the first generation, second generation. Now in second generation, what happened in this? One green, one red would be the template and one green would be the template. So if the red is the template, then the hybrid DNA will be formed. And here also one hybrid and one light. This is both N14 will be formed, and here also both. This is wrong. This is both N14 will be formed. So two light will be formed, both N14, and two hybrids, 14 and 15. So what this the concentration gradient would show? Two gradients. One for the hybrid. This was same as this because this is hybrid 14 and 15, and one is lighter because here both the strands are of N14. So if both the strands are of N14, the lighter, this is lighter. So this will come above this. So hybrid band and light band, both are formed. So this proves, the second generation proves that the replication of DNA is semi-conservative. So generations after generations, what would you form? The lighter and lighter DNA will be formed. Lighter and lighter, because we are using the medium which is light. So when we are using the medium which is light, the DNA fragments of light, see, first it was N15 used, this is E. coli, and here afterwards the N14 medium was used. So in N15 medium, this was the density gradient. Okay, now this is after 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, what happened? All were hybrid, 100% hybrid. After 40 minutes, that is second generation, 50% were hybrid and 50% were light. Now, after 60 minutes, that is the third generation, 25% were light and 75% were, so 25% were hybrid and 75% were light. Because the percentage of light fragments would increase, because now the medium used is N14. So what will happen after 80 minutes? After 80 minutes, that is the fourth generation, only 12% you would find the heavier, the hybrid one, and 88 would be the lighter one. So the percentage of lighter would keep on increasing because now the E. coli is on the medium which is having nitrogen source of N14. Now see this. To make it more clear, this is generation 0. So in generation 0 means the generation from where we have started. So here both the strands of DNA were of heavy N15 and both were in dark red. Heavy is dark red and N14 lighter is orange. Okay. So this is generation 0, the parental generation, and this was the density gradient which we formed. All were heavy and this was the gradient. Now what happened? We shifted E. coli to a medium. The Messelson and Stull shifted the E. coli from a medium of N15 to N14. Now this is the shifting from N15 label cells to N14 medium and grow for 4 generations. Now after 20 minutes, what happened? One would be the parental strand would be red and the new strand would be orange. Now generation 2 in 1 it would be red and in 1 it would be orange. So this, the red is the old one and orange is the new one. Here orange is the old one and orange is the new one. Here also the red is the old one, orange is the new one. And here both are old and new, both are orange. And in generation 3, only 2 will have the heavy parental strand, and rest all will have only light. And in generation 4 also, 2 will have the heavier, and rest all will have the lighter strands. So generations after generations, the percentage of light, that is N14 DNA, would keep on increasing. So this proved experimentally that the DNA replication is semi-conservative. And this was the experiment done by Michelson and Stull.